Caregiving is one of the most difficult jobs you can find around us and in the society. But when you find people who take out their time to give care to the most vulnerable people in society, we choose to celebrate those individuals. Today, I have a caregiver on the show. You'll get to meet this individual after the break. Welcome to Get to Know Me with Jamal. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Get to Know Me with Jamal. My guest today is a humanitarian and a social activist. Ukan Kurugh, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you.
My pleasure too.
Finally, we have gotten you on the show today.
Very
so
well.
you have dedicated your life into caregiving. Why so?
Well, first and foremost, let me say I was giving birth into a very comfortable family. So I didn't know too much about suffering. So I think in my Genesis 3, I had asked God and I dedicated myself. And if I make any money when I grow up, half of it, if not all, will go to humanity. Because it's right from school, I didn't like seeing people suffer. You know, in fact, when I'm going back to school, when I'm resuming back to school, then I was the only person that would bring like 50 kg bag of gari.
Just to share.
People would be laughing at me, but at the end of it all, I share with everybody. People get enough. My dad would say, no, his son has to show everybody that he's from Benue State, the food basket of the nation. So that thing got into my system. So for a very long time, I learned how to give out very easily. Nothing means too much to me. So long as I know somebody needs it and somebody else is suffering, I let it go.
This is one job you do with so much ease. You don't even stress when you want to care for somebody who is in need. Yet it's a very, very tasking job. So how do you balance both?
How do I balance my work and my life? I'm sure that's what you want to say.
Yes, that's what I want to say.
It's very easy. Look, when you are doing what you love at ease, you don't feel disturbed. You don't feel worried. You don't feel like you are putting too much or you're not putting too much.
Yes.
So long as you have rest of mind, you can sleep, knowing fully well that you've saved a life, you've put food on somebody's table, you've accelerated somebody to do something he or she feels they can't do. It gives you the best of all joy. And I find it very easy doing that because when you have what will motivate you to do it, I have the people who always spoil me, who always come out to me when I cry out, knowing fully well I'm not doing it for myself, I'm doing it for other people. They're always there. So why should I be worried? I don't need much for myself. I just want people to live well.
Fantastic. That's so kind of you. You're also a social media activist. You speak for people who can speak for themselves. Why did you choose to also not just give care and then look away, but also speak for people who need someone to speak for them?
Averagely, Africans do not understand or do not know their rights. There's something I always tell people. This statement of live and for God is what has destroyed basically the black race.
Yeah.
Something happens to you, instead of you to follow the due process, the law, just to get the end result, just to get justice, and then you go by saying, I live and for God. No, there's nothing of that nature anywhere. You have to follow up. You have to know your rights. You have to stand by what you believe in. And there are laws that guide every human being in each country, all the countries of the world. So I believe that people are suffering because many people don't know what is good for them or what is for them either. So I found it very easy. I found it very easy to speak for people because I've tried it one or two places and I saw that justice was served. And I saw that I was able to get an amicable solution just speaking to parties that are disturbed or worrying parties and all of this. So I said, well, why don't I go further to train myself in these things? And I've gone further to do courses on investigative journalism, courses on negotiation, counseling, and all of that. And if you see my works online, you will definitely know that I am using them judiciously and well because I've used these things to sort issues out. It is not everything that must resolve into the police station. It's not everything that must resolve into a fight. Sometimes it's just negotiations. I remember a girl that a guy was owing. I called the guy, I told the guy that you're owing this girl and she's been trying to reach you, she can't, she's suffering. And the guy, knowing fully well what I represent, knowing that if you don't do it my way, I'll take it to the other way that might not be too good for you, or rather will be detrimental. And somehow we got it sorted. I received the girl's money, I paid to her, I went back online, I said, well, what this girl came to write online, and all of you were mentioning me, it has been sorted. Her money has gotten back to her. Everything about life is discussion, dialogue. It is only when dialogue fails that the other way around has to apply. So it's very easy.
Talking about monies, a lot of people on social media, you get to see some stories on social media and all that, where sometimes people feel as if you're diverting funds that are meant for this and all that. How do you respond to this?
Jesus Christ was crucified even when he came to save us. So who the hell am I? So it is not everything you respond to. Yesterday, somebody called me that a lady was going to sue me for eating the money belonging to her conjoined twins. And I said, I don't understand. Sue me, it was going to, I don't know. I said, well, I hope she gets her facts right, because in the past 11 years that I've been doing this work, I've never had a case of a conjoined twins. So these are some of the allegations that come to you. But sometimes you just have to play smart. You allow them do what they want to do. When you know very well, you know you're right, and then you know what you are doing.
Yes.
You allow them fall into your trap and you address the issue. It doesn't mean that, in fact, if you are doing anything good and nobody accuses you, then something is wrong. You have to prepare for the worst. And I've prepared for it. I'm always willing. It has not always been easy, but once you are focused and you have the people to speak for you because of your antecedents, no allegation can bring you down.
Okay, there's a lot of allegations, because I saw so many of them on social media, and I keep wondering how you manage to keep going. And sometimes when I go through your page, I see that you don't even respond to those kind of allegations, because obviously there's no need. Not
everybody will love you. By the time you have that at the back of your mind, you will live the rest of your life in peace.
Exactly.
Not many people like me, and I know. So even Jesus Christ, who came to save the world, was crucified. So who am I? Who is Ukan Kurugh that he will not be talked about?
Well, the truth is you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, this is Get to Know Me with Jamal. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we still have the humanitarian in the house. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still Get to Know Me with Jamal, and the social activist and humanitarian Ukan Kurugh is still here with us. Thank you so much for being on the show. I want to quickly ask you, what is that thing that you've planned to do and you've not yet done it?
Well, maybe in the course of my work. Let me answer that very swiftly. There's a boy I took 9 years ago that fell inside a burning fire that had a 3rd-degree burn. In my heart of heart, I felt that before he gets, I took him when he was just 3 years old. I felt that before he gets to 5 or 6, we should have been able to leave this country. And that is my biggest setback. As a matter of fact, I feel sad anytime I look at him, because that's not the kind of life I wanted him to end up with. But people have been supporting. People have given us assurance. When I mean us, I don't like saying me. When I say us, is because Ukan Kurugh is surviving by people. Ukan Kurugh is bigger today because people have supported.
Oh, really?
People's resources have made me what I am today. So I always want to use the word us, because it's not a one-person project. It's a people project.
Yes.
So I feel sad. It's just one of my biggest setbacks. But I'm hopeful that things will change.
Yeah, of course. Well, apart from that, do you still have dreams of training people? Is there a sort of way you can train somebody? Because this is an inbuilt thing. You said this thing is something you started when you were very young. Do you teach people how to care, or do you tell people this is what you need to do because somebody needs you?
Yes, I do it online. I have a program online that I do. And I also have people who come into my inbox saying, I just want to do what you are doing. How can you put me through? And I direct them to meet me. We have a sit out where we talk about these things. Because
how do you spot somebody who is truly sincere that can do this?
I put them into a job. Like sometimes if I'm out of town and I get a case, I say, okay, I remember this guy, one John said he wanted to be like me, wanted to work with me. And I said, okay, John, are you prepared? I need to send it to a certain local government. Can you go? Send you money, you go. That way, you will just know who you are dealing with. There was a time I went to Lagos. I just went to have a rest. A donor sponsored me to go and rest. And I had a case in Makudi, and I was able to transfer the sum of 300,000 to a friend to cover up this, to do a job for me. And I was extremely very disappointed when I came back because he couldn't give me the accurate figure or an accurate report of what I wanted him to do.
Yeah, about the situation.
So I felt, and there's this notion people have about this work that we have money. So anybody who comes to me, first and foremost, looking at the fact that this guy needs to spend money on me, he needs to spend money, let's be seen. But it's not always like that. So I always want. It's very easy to get to know. You might not know, but I know.
Yeah.
Because I am the one dealing with people. To serve humanity, first and foremost, you need to have that passion, that drive, that charisma. If you don't have it, there's nothing you can do. You will fail even if you try over and over again.
Your family, are they 100% supportive when you're doing this?
100% supportive.
Did they understand the concept of what you wanted to do when you started, or
yes.
you had to convince them?
As a matter of fact, my family, some of my very good friends know that I don't have a life. If you call me in my house, that there's an emergency 2 a.m., I leave my room. If you call me that somebody needs to be, maybe a little girl, a little boy was seen somewhere around, I leave. I drive my car, pick them up. Somehow, I think the society protects me so much that I have confidence.
Can I ask again, do you get tired?
Well, maybe until when I break down.
Is there this now moment?
No. Maybe until when I break down. Maybe until when maybe I've done it unconsciously, but I don't think I've broken down, telling myself that, I don't want to go do this job.
Do you have a social life?
Yes, I do. My social life can be very funny. I do clubbing, definitely not within the states, outside of the state, and I'm a game freak. I can play games from 7 till 9 in the night. It's provided it's light. I'm a game freak.
So apart from being a humanitarian and a social activist, is there any other job you do to support what you're doing, or this is completely what you do for you?
I do write-ups for people, and I'm paid. I do advertisements for people using my page because of my traffic, and I get paid. And a lot of people, let me just reveal this secret today. A lot of people don't know I'm a civil servant. I am a civil servant. Even though there were some 1 or 2 skirmishes that dropped me out of the civil service for some time, but I still remain a civil servant, and I was getting my pay.
From the government?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's so... Because I have known you all this while doing you travel because of people, you wake up because of people. Each time I check your page on social media, you're working on one case or another, or you're in one protest because of a child or a woman, and so on. I want to also ask, you've been a huge support when it comes to gender-based violence, because recently we had one on social media and all that, and people were expecting that you should say something. How far has it gone into supporting people, people who have been abused and so on?
There are bigger organizations that I partner with. There are bigger organizations, again, that supports me one way or the other, but they don't like publicity, especially when it comes to gender-based violence cases all around. There's a girl that was abused in Makurdi here for almost 12 years. As I'm talking to you, she's now in the UK. One of the organizations took her here overnight. They didn't want anybody to know much about her again. She's now in the UK. She's undergoing rehabilitation where she'll be settled with other people who have similar issues across the country, and then she will start school and all of that. I don't think she's coming back to this country. I've been able to do a lot in that aspect. Some people will just come into my inbox and say, this is our field, but we don't want publicity because we need to protect. Because first and foremost, you must protect the abused or the victims of some of these cases. So it's not something that if I start saying, I won't finish today, but we have done basically a lot. I might not be, when they mention me in some of these cases, I might not go there to comment. I might just go to the inbox of whoever had mentioned me to say, look, pull out this thing from the social media. We don't need stunts. Just send the person to me, or where is the person? Let me drive and meet up the person and send the person to people who care for such issues. And we've had a very good success rate.
Okay, seriously, you are really, really God sent. But let me ask quickly, what makes you unique? What makes the Ukan Kurugh brand unique?
I'm unique because I'm not like an everyday African. I do things differently. A lot of things people would not want to do. That is what I want to do. And fear is not in me. I've always had this belief that you only die once, and just leave the legacy behind.
Oh, that's
and that is what has been. That's what has care kept me going all of these years.
That's fantastic. This is a man talking about what he really knows how to do. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Wine and Spirit, your ultimate destination for the finest beverages. Whether you're a retail customer or looking for wholesale deals, we've got it all. Explore our extensive collection of premium wines, brandies, whiskeys, and non-alcoholic beverages. At Wine and Spirit, our products are available at wholesale prices, even when purchased as individual retail items. But that's not all. At Wine and Spirit, we pride ourselves on building strong customer relationships. Our team is here to assist you every step of the way, ensuring your experience with us is nothing short of exceptional. Visit us today at number 14 Acticuatbu Barca Road, Old GRA, along Government House McCurdy, and discover the perfect balance of quality, affordability, and exceptional service at Wine and Spirit.
Welcome back. So Ukan, I just want to ask you quickly, who is your hero?
Wow. My hero, there's so much. And I don't want to make anybody feel like, okay, so he doesn't recognize me.
There should be
but there's so much. But if I must name one person, it's Mr. Nuhu Kwajafa.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to call that.
Yes, Nuhu Kwajafa is somebody, in fact, I felt I had a life until I met him. He's totally out of place. When I mean out of place, the guy does not, look, there's a case in teaching hospital here. A guy that has something that has to do with his heart, and the surgery was put for 8 million naira at Babcock Teaching Hospital, University Teaching Hospital. And the car that when I get to Abuja, sometimes Nuhu comes to pick me from the park, we drive together walking. He sold the car, he showed me the agreement just to raise money for that boy at the Benue University Teaching Hospital. Now he's jumping on Uber and he's surviving on his friends who will give him cars, their cars to move around and do their job.
You guys are like minded.
What more can you ask from a human being? Look, my ultimate aim is to make heaven. His ultimate aim is also to make heaven. He's already doing what I feel. For me, I feel I've not gotten there yet. Even though people have told me that you've done enough, but I don't think I've done enough.
Yeah, because I was
looking at
Nuhu. I was about to ask that do people tell you that you've done enough? Did they tell you take a break, take a chill pill? A lot. In fact, there was a time that I was broken, and that was when somebody sponsored my whole trip to Lagos, kept me in a very good hotel, feeding for 2 weeks, shopping and all of that. That's to tell you that there are people there who care about me. It's just the way I care about other people. So if you ask me who is my court hero is Mr. Nuhu Damfulani Kwajafa. Okay, fantastic. It's good to give credit to people who really, really think like you, or people who also support what you're doing for humanity. I want to also ask, whose opinion do you care most about?
Wow.
That's a very
in my course of work, the opinion of people I care more are my sponsors. They are my donors. If they say, we don't want you to partake in certain trending issues on the social media, I stay off it. If they say, look, this post you just put here, the money is too mega for you to display, take it down. I'm sending you the money, I take it down. And those are the people I give every other opportunity to tell me what I want to hear or what I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because they are the one who have been keeping me going. So they have everything to tell me, and I have every reason to respect that.
You speak for people a lot. Do you get threats?
Too much. I can't even start to quantify. If I bring my phone now, maybe from 1 message to 52, precisely, okay, 56.
Are you afraid at any time?
No. Like I told you, you can only die once.
You can hard not to crack.
You can only die once. But don't forget, people who threatened you are also threatened.
Have you ever been on any case that you get so threatened that you have to pull back?
No, I didn't pull back.
Have you ever been on any case where you have been so threatened because the people on the other side?
I didn't pull back, but let me use the word of the Nigerian army some times ago. There was a tactical maneuver. I didn't pull back. I only just rested for the tension to go down, and I picked up. And you all know the case. Cases of something that have been happening in Benue for a long time, driving investors away, marching ground. You go to build a house, even build a gate, and some set of boys will come and say they are the people of this area. You need to give them 100,000. At least the governor has responded to that in his speech on the inauguration day, where he said for those, he's welcoming all investors to come back to Benue and invest. And for those who are into all of this, there's a way he put it up. He gave them a solemn warning. And I think we're winning the war, because there's some guy who went sometimes last week to start off his building, and he went to a certain area to pay homage and money to a particular chief who is known for that. And the man said no, that there's a certain guy on social media called Ukan Kurugh who is displaying names of people receiving monies for development. So please, I don't want my name to be mentioned. Go and do your work. So I think we're heading somewhere.
Yes.
People are now afraid that the searchlight is on them.
Yeah, but of course, even people who don't know that these things are happening, at least you brought them out, and
Yes.
then we've been able to understand that such things are happening, so they just take caution next time.
True.
Ukan Kurugh, thank you so much for being part of the show. It's
Thank
really
you.
nice talking to you.
My
And I want to
pleasure.
encourage you to continue doing good for
Sure.
humanity. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media handle: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is Get to Know You with Jamal. Like I always say, be kind to one another. I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.